Croydon Cat Killer had a Christmas killing spree to ring in 2018. It's a sick, twisted way to ring in the new year, but the M25 Cat Killer stops at nothing. SNARL released information on a string of killings and disappearances that occurred between Dec. 22, 2017 and Jan. 1, 2018. A whopping 10 cats were taken from their homes. Some are still missing. Though the Cat Ripper was definitely saving the biggest for last, this wasn't the first murder spree of 2017. In September of that year, the killer was almost caught in 2017, but narrowly escaped. Somehow, despite the murders happening in very public places, the M25 killer hasn't been caught on a single security camera. He is all but completely anonymous. Police were able to nab a description of the killer after he was spotted a handful of times, but never came as close to catching him as they did early in 2017. A man was found standing over the body of a dead cat, but ran away after residents chased him. A Surrey police spokesperson said he ran off when seen. Residents ran after him. Police attended with a dog, but no one was locating. Police are urging citizens not to take the law into their own hands, not only because it's unsafe, but because the person can get away if they are tipped off. Instead, it's important to gather as much information as possible, including registration numbers and a physical description. In August 2016, 5 pets were killed in 2 days. The cat killer works fast, which is part of the reason he has over 400 deaths under his belt in less than 3 years. One of the biggest slaughter sprees was in August 2016 when 5 mutilated cats were found, leading police to believe the killer was become more aggressive. The murders occurred between August 10 and 12, and Jenkins and Rising picked up 4 of the 5 corpses. The police picked up the 5th and final corpse. Based on where the cats were found, Rising believed the man might be a traveling salesman or have another job that requires him to travel. 2016 saw a number of killing sprees. In February, 5 cats were found. 1 was shot and kicked to death. 1 was tortured and killed. The rest were cut with a blade and mutilated, the killer's most common method. In March, 7 additional bodies were found. 1 was cut in half, the other had a leg missing. 3 of the deaths were from the same weekend. Police believe the killer is a low-paid worker in his 40s. Though the M25 Cat Killer manages to kill with dutiful precision, he's not expected to be very skilled. Dr. Adam Lyons, a criminologist at Birmingham University, believes that the killer is acting out because he's jealous of those who are better off, a form of revenge for the well-off. The killer may hold the families in contempt for their lifestyle. The killer is likely male and maintains a low-skilled job, he said. Police also recently were able to release a description after numerous sightings. They believe he's a white man in his 40s that stands around 5'7". He has brown hair and wears dark clothes to carry out his murders. He also carries a backpack and a flashlight or a headlamp. The killer lures his victims with raw meat as bait. No one is exactly sure about how the M25 Cat Killer catches his victims. If the cat killer were to be scratched, he'd leave behind DNA evidence, but how do you capture a cat or a fox without having so much as a tiny scrape? Police believe he's luring the animals in with raw meat. After the remains of 10 mutilated cats were found in February 2016, They were examined by an expert who found raw chicken in their stomachs. According to Vincent Egan, a University of Nottingham forensic science scholar, this is just a small fraction of why the cat killer is so mysterious. Mysterious criminal who challenges his dissector skills and ability to thwart any surveillance, he told AFP. He must be able to attract the animal, kill it without being scratched, dissect it, place the body in a place where it can be seen, and all this discreetly. Forcing cat owners to find their dead pets is a twisted game for the killer. Imagine coming home from a bank holiday to find your beloved cat dismembered on your doorstep. This real horror excites the M25 Cat Killer, who investigators believe enjoys torturing humans by showing them the heinous ways he slaughters their beloved pets. With the positioning of the bodies, there is a real intent to hurt. If you hated cats and wanted to rid the world of them, you wouldn't display them. It's the display that shows he really wants to shock and hurt people, Rising told The Sun. A lot of the bodies are left near schools. They are left in children's playgrounds on housing estates. It's sick. We don't think it's someone with mental illness, we think it's a psychopath. This isn't just a crime against cats, though they are the poor souls who suffer the most. It's a crime against people. It's calculated torture that can quickly escalate. People need to understand the horror of someone who has opened their bedroom curtains in the morning, looked down and seen their beautiful cat without its head or tail, Jenkins told The Sun. Whoever is responsible is a psychopath. The horror isn't just limited to adults. Children often stumble upon the dismembered remains of their furry friends like a scene lifted straight from the 1994 thriller Fear. People told us that they came home and found pieces of cat left on their doorstep. One girl's cat had gone missing, and she came home and found its tail neatly laid out waiting for her behind her gate. Rising said they never found the rest of the cat. The killer stages the animal's decapitated heads in public places to tip off local residents. Local residents managed to link the animal deaths together because of the killer's patterns. The charge was led by Tony Jenkins and his partner at SNARL South Norwood Animal Rescue and Liberty, who noticed an increased number of dead animals on social media who all bore the same traits. Their heads and tails were removed, sometimes along with their paws, with immense surgical precision. The animals were staged in public places like parks and schools as if to intentionally scar young children. Sometimes, the heads would be displayed below the pet owner's own windows. It's the classic head and tail removal, clean cuts on both, with a bit of additional mutilation to the stomach area, Jenkins told AFP. We've had cats matching that exact same thing in all sorts of different areas. After finding 12 suspected cat murders, SNARL asked the police to intervene. They still needed physical evidence before launching an investigation, so SNARL personally collected the bodies and brought them to a forensic veterinarian. Once he confirmed the deaths were linked, police launched Operation Takahe to catch the killer. Since then, Jenkins and his partner Boudica Rising have driven around the UK collecting the bodies of hundreds of victims. The death of 400 cats, swans, foxes, and rabbits has been attributed to the Croydon Cat Ripper. The Croydon Cat Ripper's trophy list is long and includes over 400 suspected victims which he dissects and decapitates. His tragic killings aren't limited to our feline friends. The killer has also slaughtered foxes, swans, and rabbits in Greater London, Surrey, Manchester, Sheffield, Birmingham, and the Isle of Wight. The first murder was discovered in September 2015, and since then they've all followed a similar gruesome pattern. Their heads and tails were severed and removed like trophies, but with the precision of a surgeon. Somehow, the killer has barely been seen and never been caught.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Then take care, bye.